In this video, we uncover 8 early signs that your heart might be in trouble. These warning signs could pop up as early as a month before a heart attack. So, if your heart's been hinting at something, it's time to decode those signals before it's too late. Stick around, because knowing these signs could save your life. Watch to the end to see a few extra tips on how to keep your heart healthier and happier than ever before. 1. Fatigue. Have you been feeling exhausted lately, like you just ran a marathon? Even though your most strenuous activity was binge watching your favorite show or relaxing at home? While it's tempting to blame it on Netflix binges or that extra slice of pizza, persistent fatigue might be your heart's subtle cry for help. If you're getting tired, just thinking about getting tired, it might be time to check in with your heart. Persistent fatigue can be one of the first signs that your heart is struggling to keep up with its job, pumping blood effectively throughout your body. So, what's happening here? When your heart isn't functioning at its best, it has to work overtime to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your organs and tissues. The major function of the heart is to deliver oxygen-rich blood to every corner of your body, keeping you energized and ready to conquer the world. But when it's struggling, you might feel like you're running on empty, even after a full night's sleep. As your heart strains to meet demand, it might still come up short, leaving your muscles and organs underfed and under-oxygenated. This can result in muscle weakness and relentless tiredness, no matter how much rest you get. Now, don't panic if you've had a rough week and feel a bit sluggish. Everyone has those days, but it might be time to listen to your body if you're constantly yawning and struggling to get through the day. 2. Shortness of breath. Notice yourself getting winded after a short walk or climbing a few stairs? If you're panting like you just ran a marathon, it might be time to pause and listen to your body. Shortness of breath, or dyspnea, is often an early warning sign that your heart isn't pumping as efficiently as it should. When your heart struggles to get enough oxygen-rich blood to your muscles and organs, you may gasp for air during even the most routine activities. It's as if your lungs are screaming for more oxygen, but your heart can't meet the demand. Various heart conditions can reduce blood flow, leading to fluid accumulation in the lungs, a condition known as cardiogenic pulmonary edema, or CPE. When fluid builds up in the lungs, it's like trying to breathe through a straw. Every breath feels shallow and labored. This shortness of breath often becomes more pronounced during physical activity, but it can also occur when you're just lying down or trying to rest. If you find yourself consistently out of breath from activities that used to be a breeze, don't just chalk it up to getting older or being out of shape. Your heart could be waving a red flag, so seeking medical advice is crucial. Remember, your lungs can only do so much if your heart isn't pulling its weight. 3. Chest discomfort. This one might seem obvious, but it's worth repeating. Any chest pain, tightness, or discomfort should never be ignored. Whether it's a feeling of pressure, squeezing, or that something heavy is sitting on your chest, unless it's your cat, get it checked out immediately. Chest discomfort is one of the most common and well-known symptoms associated with various heart conditions, including angina and heart attacks. A 2023 cross-sectional study that examined 242 people who had experienced a heart attack found that 100 of them experienced minor symptoms beforehand. Of those, 68% reported chest pain as a precursor to their heart attack. Chest discomfort is also often associated with angina, a condition that occurs when the heart muscle doesn't get enough oxygen-rich blood. Typically, angina strikes during physical exertion, when your heart's demand for oxygen is higher. Think of it as your heart's way of saying, "I'm working too hard here." But it's not just angina you need to be wary of. Chest pain or discomfort is also a hallmark symptom of a heart attack. According to the American Heart Association, this can manifest as pressure, squeezing, tightness, or a burning sensation in the center of your chest. This discomfort may last for several minutes or come and go, and it often radiates to other parts of your body, like your arms, neck, jaw, or back. Sometimes, chest burning caused by heart disease can feel very similar to heartburn. But if you've noticed that this burning sensation isn't just showing up after your favorite spicy meal, it's time to take it seriously. Chest discomfort could also signal coronary artery disease, or CAD, where cholesterol and other waste products build up in the coronary arteries, causing them to narrow or become blocked. This restricts blood flow and limits the amount of oxygen reaching your heart, especially during times of increased demand. Never shrug off chest discomfort as just a little heartburn or blame it on yesterday's workout. Pay attention to the timing, duration, and any other accompanying symptoms, and don't hesitate to seek medical attention. 4. Nausea and indigestion. Have you been feeling queasy or dealing with an upset stomach? Sure, it could be the food you had last night, but if you're frequently feeling nauseous, especially without any obvious cause, it might be your heart telling you something. Your heart and stomach are neighbors, sharing the same general area. When your heart is under stress, it can sometimes send mixed signals to your digestive system, leading to uncomfortable symptoms like nausea, indigestion, and even heartburn. While it's easy to brush off these symptoms as mere digestive issues, they can sometimes indicate that your heart isn't happy. If you're experiencing persistent nausea or indigestion, especially without any clear reason, your stomach might be trying to tell you that your heart is the one causing the fuss. So listen carefully and consult with a healthcare provider if these symptoms persist. 5. Sweating. If you're breaking out in a cold sweat for no apparent reason, especially when at rest, it's not just the room temperature. Unless you're watching a horror movie alone at night, sweat away. But if it's happening out of the blue or without exertion, it could be a sign your heart is struggling. Your heart is a hard-working muscle, constantly pumping blood to keep your body functioning. When it's under strain, it can trigger a stress response, causing your body temperature to rise and leading to unexpected sweating. Sweating can be one of those sneaky symptoms that's easy to overlook, but it's often your body's way of signaling that something isn't right. If you find yourself breaking out in drenching sweats without a clear reason, especially if it's cold or clammy, it might be time to see your doctor. 6. Irregular heartbeat. Does your heart feel like it's auditioning for a drum solo? Unless you're madly in love, your heart shouldn't be skipping beats or pounding out of rhythm. If you notice an irregular heartbeat, it might be time to let a doctor know. An irregular heartbeat, or heart palpitations, occurs when your heart is pumping too fast, too slow, or too hard. This can feel like your heart is fluttering, racing, or even skipping beats. According to a 2023 cross-sectional study, 42% of individuals with early heart attack symptoms experienced heart palpitations. This irregular rhythm could be your heart's way of signaling that something is amiss. While an occasional flutter might not be a big deal, frequent or severe palpitations are worth checking out. They could be a sign that your heart is working harder than it should, and it's important to find out why. 7. Swelling in legs, ankles, or feet. Also known as edema, swelling in your ankles, legs, or feet is a clear sign that something may be wrong with your heart and its function. Are your shoes feeling tighter lately, or have you noticed swelling in your lower extremities? Before you blame it on too many salty snacks, consider that fluid retention might be a sign your heart isn't working as it should. Heart diseases can make it difficult for the heart to pump blood effectively and for the kidneys to eliminate excess sodium and water. This combination can lead to fluid retention, causing swelling in the legs, ankles, and feet. Sometimes, the swelling can even extend to your abdomen. Conditions like arrhythmias, heart valve disease, and heart failure are common culprits behind this type of swelling. It's your body's way of signaling that your heart might be under stress. If your lower body parts start swelling, it might be time to check your heart. 8. Feeling lightheaded or dizzy. Have you had moments when you suddenly feel like the room is spinning? Feeling dizzy or lightheaded isn't normal. It could be your heart's way of saying, "Hey, I need a break." Dizziness and lightheadedness can be symptoms of several heart issues, including arrhythmias and heart attacks. These sensations might occur during moderate to intense physical activity or even while you're at rest. When your heart isn't pumping blood effectively, it can lead to reduced blood flow to the brain, causing you to feel faint or unsteady. It's like your body's version of a low battery warning, except it's your heart that needs recharging. Heart disease covers a range of conditions that impact the heart and blood vessels. This includes coronary artery disease, heart attacks, and heart failure. While chest pain and discomfort are commonly known signs of heart problems, it's crucial to be aware of other possible symptoms. These can include fluid buildup and swelling, shortness of breath, and persistent fatigue. Women in particular might experience additional symptoms like nausea and vomiting, which aren't as commonly reported in men. To keep your heart healthy, it's important to understand and manage the risk factors that could lead to heart disease. Individuals with high blood pressure, high LDL cholesterol, or high triglycerides are particularly at risk, as are those with low levels of HDL cholesterol. Lifestyle choices also matter. Smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, high stress levels, and a sedentary lifestyle can all increase your risk. Being overweight or consuming a diet high in saturated fats can further strain your heart, as can managing conditions like type 2 diabetes. By identifying which risk factors apply to you, you can take proactive steps to reduce or eliminate them, such as making dietary changes, increasing physical activity, and seeking medical advice for conditions that require treatment. And if you've noticed any of the signs we talked about, like feeling extra tired or short of breath, it's a good idea to get a checkup just to make sure everything's okay.